Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Orwell, the game where even in dystopian state-run future, people just love cats. The internet will always love little kitties. I took some time to explore here the party and read some stuff off camera, off recording, to try and understand a little bit of the lore, get immersed in the world a little bit. I realize now that I've put her address as in Wonderland, which means I don't think we'll ever be able to get her proper address anymore. I also discovered that some of these data chunks here give us tell us what's left, tell us that there are still data chunks in these areas. And I'm thinking if I drag this over, it's going to update her profile, and I don't know if it's going to change the picture. I think it's going to add to the picture, though. I'm hoping it's going to add to the picture. So let's just see. Let's just see what happens if we drag that over there. Okay, very good. Yeah, so we have different ones that we can identify her as. So I will go down here now as well and go to company, and there was another data chunk in here with this profile. I'm hoping we'll just change the picture. Yes, okay, very good. Is that actually the same person? Oh. No, it's gotta be. Wait, what? Yeah. Does the game really go this deep? I was just going to say that this is not going to be the easiest to make videos for, because I'm going to go through, do a lot of reading off camera, and then just make sure that anything I drag over happens on camera, because that seems to be the only thing that progresses the game. For a while there, I thought there was an internal clock, because I thought this was moving, but I just think it's as you populate the profiler here, you get more information. So what is left here? There's this and the conflicting information, and I don't know what else we can do to like, we need to drag stuff over in order to open new documents. So we want to make sure we get everything brought over. Or maybe I was wrong and nothing stays in the family. Ouch. This is probably what she meant about quitting her job. Good. Yeah, we know that. So nothing new is opened up. There's nowhere else to use data chunks from to get new things, unless there's something else we can do. What do these red things mean? It's on April 13th. That's today. Yeah. Is there arrow keys that work? No. Okay. So do we commit to something here? Because I don't think there's anything else we can do. Closed due to a lack of evidence. The defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide of the proceedings. So, unless the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in her favor, unless they faked video, right? That's the only thing that I could see really, truly leading to if we assume that this is true, that the defense brought evidence and that everything was legit there, that they legitimately had real video. They brought it to the trial, or the case. They never went to trial, and then she was acquitted because of lack of evidence. Now, I mean, maybe her wealth, it might look bad because she's wealthy. Her family was able to get her this attorney. They say, where do they say that he's like renowned? Suspect's lawyer welcomed the outcome. The revered defense attorney. So he must come at a pretty penny, right? He must come at a premium. So, the poor family may very well want to blame the rich upper class lady and her pharmaceutical family, but all they really did, they were fortunate enough to hire a decent, revered defense attorney. There's no crime against that, I don't think. It sucks. I wouldn't be able to afford such a great attorney, but if he was able to get to the bottom of it and actually find the video evidence. There's also in the police report, she complied immediately. She was found sobbing on the ground. It's not like she was, had her hands thrown up in anger and F the police and all this. Protesters at the origin of the assault were forcibly moved, where the suspect, which I assume is her in this wording, was found kneeling and weeping on the ground. It almost sounds like she didn't even want to be there. When asked to lay on the ground with her hands behind her back, the suspect cooperated immediately. It's not like, yeah. So I think we're going to pull this one over just because I want to move things along. I want to get a feel for how the game works. I think I've backed this up enough. There's no new information. There was nothing. The only thing that kind of makes me suspicious was there was nothing really in here that helped with that information. This is all just stuff that's painting a very nice picture of this political party, saying that everything is lovely, crime is down since they've been. Here's how you can be part of the, contribute to the greatness of the party and your nation, and donating, giving your time, becoming a member, and of course joining the army. Some great sort of background stuff here about what they stand for. A lot of very probably conservative looking things, but nothing too out of the ordinary, except some of this immigration and intervening in foreign countries stuff. This is a little bit strict or stern, or a little off-putting maybe even. But really, I don't think, unless we'll see how deep this game goes. Maybe the family did doctor video evidence. Who knows, right? But if I'm taking the rest of the stuff that isn't highlighted at face value, right? We've got a rich corporation. They hired a revered attorney. It's not like he was, if it said shady attorney, then I might think this is a revered. I have to assume that the game is being honest here. He's a revered attorney. You can't start second guessing, triple guessing yourself here. If that's what the game end up wanting, if it tells me that the game tells me that it wants me to start double and triple thinking myself, I'll do that happily later on. But for right now, we have a rich family hired this revered attorney to get their daughter off. Police report shows she wasn't at the scene, didn't appear violent, confrontational, or aggressive in any way. There was a lack of evidence. They didn't even know what hit the officer at the beginning. It was only later that they said it was a brick. We have to assume that the video evidence was legitimate. I'm rambling. Let's just bring this one over. The case was closed due to lack of evidence. This is what I figured. A pity that the CCTV feed did not actually help. Maybe it will today. Currently, I am thinking that our Miss Watergate underwent quite a radical change. Don't you agree? Let's find out what happened in between these two lives of hers. What may have caused this radical shift? So I wonder if we could change the progress of the game if we had chosen this other one. Would she have really been the right? Would she really have been? That's an interesting idea. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. So she's not our character that set off this most recent explosion, is what I'm gathering from this. So just kind of reduce some of this stuff and look at a timeline here. Interesting. I like that picture. Status. You're invited to tea inside the rabbit hole. So we've got a birth date. Okay. Interesting. Posted on March 1st, so fairly recently. First day of freedom, in freedom, far away from the shackles of Watergate Pharma. Jake Clefton. What? You're going to pay? Who's going to pay for your stuff now? Mommy and Daddy won't like this. Listen, Jake, I'm not Daddy's little girl. My art already got me a lot of money, more than enough to pay all my bills. Don't worry about me. So she is succeeding. So this is going back a little bit more. So why is this her first day of freedom? So when did she leave? When did she leave the pharmaceutical company? Okay. Where are we here? So then in January of this year, despised puppets of the state, you have finally managed to destroy us entirely. There's nothing left to do but congratulate you. These are my personal wishes to you from the deepest abyss of my heart. Fuck all you government lackeys. When did she get off? She got off a month after it happened, so this is already well behind her. She's still, it would seem, porking the attorney, which is presumed, like now, as of today, she was still engaged in that, which means I assume that as of January, she was also engaged in that. Okay, so we go back a little further, also on that same day, actually. Oh, these are the comments from that. Mary Bly, sweetie, what is the matter? That totally doesn't sound like you. We haven't hung out for ages. You gotta get out from time to time. You'd feel much better. Mary, just shut your freaking mouth. I'm not in the mood for your stupid act. I told you again and again, I cannot deal with this right now. Shut your mouth. It's conflicting with what? We don't know yet. Okay, you know what? I'm really sorry that I still care about my best friend, no matter how often she decides to give me the cold shoulder. Have we seen this lady before? So as of August, so yeah, 12 days after she gets off. No. Wait, what? 12 days after she gets off? Or... on August 10th. Yeah, it happened in July. It happened in July. She got off in August. Yeah, it happened in July. She got off in August. And then 12 days later, she's in a relationship with Joseph Langley. Cassandra Watergate posted, the Beholder actually wrote about me being freaking redeemed of this shit, but surprise, surprise, they had to mention the speculations over my parents buying me out. Makes the click counts go boom, doesn't it? We know this one already. Right. So she's kind of being a bit of a bitch, but so her again trying to reach out on the day that this was released. At least you're redeemed now. Want to blow off steam together? Not today. I have a date. Ooh, who's the lucky one? Okay, so we know who. Case closed. Congratulations. I never had any doubts. Kiddo, you're my heroine in both heroic and drug way. 1,000 cams on the plaza, but no proof. We've shown the world this dirty surveillance machinery only exists to intimidate and to mislead into believing false promises. Cams for safety, one big lie. Wow, I'm so happy for you. Thank you guys. I'm so happy. I am sure you heard the load fall off my mind. At Harrison, yeah, I will totally write an article on our blog. At Juliet, of course, I am so in. So Juliet is kind of outweighing the old friend, right? Change her profile picture. Okay, so July 2016, so just before the incident, she changed her picture to this. Okay, the concert was amazing. I had to give my hair a little makeover. So without further ado, how do you like it? So she dyed her hair just before. Oh my God, what happened to your beautiful hair? Why didn't you ask me before going to a stylist? We could have gone together. Cassie's going punk. Did mommy and daddy agree with that? So this guy somehow knows the family. Looks nice, that whole new you. You'll need a new name. What about Casarthas? So she's kind of the new punk friend. That's clever, me likey. Yeah, she's feeding into that. Cassandra shall be known to the world as Catharsis. Okay. Let's the spirit kiddo. Now I'd like to invite you to our little activist group. This is obviously important. An activist group. Is there anything more specific? So we're going back in time now. So there's like a blackout here. Obviously July 6th, just before the incident. And then, yeah, so for a month she was off, which makes sense. So we have like an alias. That to me seems important. An alias name, you know people on the web. So many names, so many identities. It's always good to recover every alias. Then we can match data chunks to target persons wherever they are using them. Just to cover this hot new band, the Targets. Man, do they rock. One thing, and I've thought this for a while, and I've never really had a place to articulate it, and I don't know if I'll be able to articulate it very well right now. But one thing I've often thought about another session here is it's training people to look and understand time differently. Right? Instead of like in history, you go to the beginning and then you work your way forward and you see how things progress. Social media and timelines are teaching us how to understand history by looking at the most recent thing first. Very strange. Hey, did you hear about the bombing? Yeah, don't remind me. You know, I have history with that place already fucking me up enough that I have to catch a bus from there every day. Too many bad memories, and now I was there just moments before this happened. I never should have gone back to that never should have gone to that damn protest. You don't need to justify yourself, especially not me. Oh, wait, what? I was so happy when Goldfells accepted me into thought. I desperately wanted to go to prove my worth to the cause. Think of it this way. If you would not have gone to the protest, and you would never have been wrongfully indicted, and then we would have never met. Yeah, and I would not have been called a terrorist on all the papers. You're not a terrorist, ain't I? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ka-ching. Was that supposed to be my credit card? Something like that, I guess. I hope you like Chateau Margaux. Great, so you've decided to bankrupt me. Yes, sir, always ready to pull the money out of innocent pockets. Let that go on. Yeah, like trying to piece together. I love wine achievement. Okay. Piece together timeline. Going backwards is not my forte. I don't use Facebook. I don't even use Twitter really. I mean, I look at Twitter once in a while, but just this idea of tracking things backwards, it hurts my brain sometimes. So I'm trying to figure out like how many dates she went to this concert, right? Okay, and then what was it? Like about a week or so before that, she just discovers this band, which I'm going to assume is the one she went. I don't know. Playing a concert in the Cell next week. Who's coming? Mary, I'm looking at you. Oh, punk's not really my style. Sorry, Cass. Can't we just go see Cherry Cheeks? They're not just some punks. Their lead singer is real cutie, and they have this cool guitarist girl. Plus, they've got a message. What's not to like? Sorry, not for me. All right. You're the one missing out. I'll have them all for myself. Marry the best friend of all time, and it's conflicting with shut your freaking mouth. Yeah, so, well, things change. It's not really a conflict. Consider paying a visit to your hairstylist. Well, that is what happens when you do my hair. Ooh la la, wee no. Having an amazing shopping tour with my Mary, the best friend of all time. But you really should consider paying a visit to your hairstylist soon, darling. Well, that's what happens when you do my hair. Okay, so here they are. Yeah. I think the friend is the way to go on that one, right? Like, she likes this stuff. What a lineup. Okay, we know that. It's not a big issue. This must be important. We aren't too fond of you either. Yeah, so that's nothing. A relationship. We know this already. But it gives us the time code. Is that in... We know who the relationship is. That'll be important, right? Yeah, so we can update that. With her lawyer, it might be noteworthy. Yes, of course it's noteworthy. It might be, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, right? And then, so all that's left is the conflicting information. I think we go with this. I don't quite understand how this conflicting data works. Is this how... This must be how we progress the story. Right? If we do this and bring this over, then she totally shuts out her old friend and her old ways and totally becomes a punk activist, hippie type lady, millennial. If we go this, boom, maybe it progresses the story in a way where she gets back into or still has her roots in traditional corporate button-down type lifestyle. Maybe that's all that is that's how we progress the story. I'm guessing that's what happens here. Let's finish watching this. Bankrupt me, innocent pockets. Got the good stuff, and I'm headed to my handsome boyfriend's for dinner. Ugh, here's the thing. I've got an important appointment tonight, surprisingly out of schedule, and I can't postpone it. You gotta be kidding me. Very sorry, darling. We'll see each other tomorrow. You always have an appointment. Every appointment here, appointment there, everywhere. How can you constantly do this to me? Have you taken your Metherin? What one was Metherin? What one was Metherin? What one was Metherin? Antidepressant to help stabilize emotions. Okay. You taking your Metherin? Yes. Is the only thing that matters to you that I'm on pills all day? So I keep my mouth shut whenever you leave me hanging. I don't show up at this appointment. I risk losing a very important client. Fine. Don't you understand that? I totally understand. Don't you risk losing that very important client of yours. Don't be like that. I get it. I guess I'm just not an important client anymore. Going home now in case I'm getting up on that priority list of yours anytime soon, please. Okay, so things are not that great. We need this on record, I'm sure. What's this Metherin? Can you look that up for me? Oh, jeez. Are you kidding me? There. Take that. She might be emotionally unstable if she's reliant on this medication. Yeah, we know that. Looking at what you have extracted so far, we're dealing with a potentially dangerous personality. I will indicate that to law enforcement. Torture myself with whimsies. It's an achievement that you can't see. Did I just do that to this lady? Okay. That's fine. We still had data chunks to deal with here. I'm gonna, these are not true contradictions, and I think this is just how you progress the story. I'm not gonna let her get embroiled head on in this stuff. She's gonna back these people. This lady seems to really have her best interest at heart. I'm gonna, she's still the best friend of all time. How sweet. Oh. Okay. Kind of pulling back on that contradiction a little bit. Okay. So I'm not quite painting the full unhinged look, but I think I already did enough damage to her reputation by giving them everything else. Is that how this has happened here? I'm not quite sure. What's left to do? Do we go back to... Oh, wow. Do we... Who is this? Was this the guy? If we go to her timeline, will this stuff show up in here? Where's the Clefton guy? I like that guy. Clefton doesn't seem to be in here anywhere. Joseph Langley, the boyfriend. This Harrison O'Donnell guy is part of the Part of the resistance movement here. The activist group. I don't know what we've done though. What do we do? Have I deadlocked us by choosing the wrong thing? Was I supposed to choose the FU one? Oh my god, I hope we haven't screwed up already. She looks like a kindergarten teacher here. She looks like that little hippie punk here. She looks like a stable, maybe the kindergarten teacher who's starting to let her hair down a little bit, and then this is like her origins or where she ends up once she realizes if she wants to be the principal, she needs blonde hair. An alias. Catharthus. Okay. Well, we don't know her place of residence anyway, so it's not like we screwed that one up. So what's left to do? I'm at a loss here. I wonder if I've screwed us up. Well, we're at the end of the video anyway. I will, off camera, see if I can't poke around in here. Again, I won't record moving anything over. I'll leave all that for you to see. And until then, thanks very much. See you soon.